Three,
Three,
two,
two,
one.
one. Welcome back to
What's going
Mozambican
on?
Geeks. That is not what we're called. You see, it's been
Mozambique.
so long.
Bro, we've even
I've
forgotten the name now. We've
forgotten.
forgotten the
We,
name.
I literally forgot how the music went in the intro, and now I've forgotten the
Yeah.
name of the podcast. That is so many red flags in one sentence. Um, Goes to show how busy we've both been.
Dude, I know, eh?
But
It's been crazy.
let's get it right out of the park. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you
Yeah,
guys
Happy
had
New
a
Year, Merry
really
Christmas as well.
Merry
Do a
Christmas as
Christmas
well
on
for
all New Year
those
ones, so
who.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Yeah. Hope you guys spent it with your families,
Yeah.
and spent it in harmony.
Yeah.
And you know, probably. I mean, if you're Australian, probably got in the beers. You know, like.
Yeah, exactly. It was a nice
But
cold
yeah,
one here as well, which was nice. It was a cold
yeah, it was
Christmas,
very
which was
cold.
really nice.
Felt like a traditional Christmas. You know,
Yeah.
like get up now. Usually when it's Christmas here, it's either like cloudy and sunny or just um like blue sky. But it's always like warm around Christmas.
Yeah.
So for it to be cold was a very interesting change of pace.
Very
Um,
nice.
but nevertheless, we want to give you guys reassurance. Pretty much, let's get this right out of the park. We have a new fair bit of equipment.
Yeah.
And obviously looking at Toby's camera quality on his phone,
Yeah,
real
I managed to
quick,
get
bro,
this shit on my phone, which is awesome.
never looked so fresh in his life, and
Yeah.
it looks crispy, and the shirt looks so
But
defined.
I
It's
had to,
crazy.
I had to rep. I had to rep. You know.
Yeah,
Back.
exactly.
This is
I
a
mean,
new bit of drip as well. New bit
yeah.
of drip there.
Oh shit! True. Very nice.
Yeah.
Impressive. I've obviously obtained this new microphone, and I have a new ring light, courtesy of my beautiful grandmother, who knew that I sort of did podcasting on the side and wanted to contribute
We
a little
love
bit
that.
to it. Yeah, 100%. But yeah. So obviously, there's a lot that has happened. A lot that has happened within the Marvel and DC universe since we
Yeah.
last uploaded the video.
Yeah.
What was our last video?
Our
Toby?
last video was best origin movies, which was just
wasn't
before
it?
the Marvels come out, and so I remember. And on
Mm.
today's episode, we'll be talking about what we missed from that point
Yeah.
to now, which
Yeah.
was the Marvels and Loki season 2.
Loki season 2.
There's a
yeah.
lot to cover there. But yeah, I remember seeing the Marvels and we were like, oh, we're gonna do an episode on it, and then we never did it. And then Loki finished, and we're like, we're
Yeah.
gonna do an episode on it, and then like we never did. And then I was like, no, this year we'll start fresh in January. I mean, it was January last year that we started this.
It was. It's
And
actually
it was
been like
January last year we were talking about it. And we
I
did.
think, 'cause
You guys haven't seen it, but that first episode we did in my room, with the horrible mic quality and all that.
and my stock PS5 headphones. Remember that?
Yeah. But I mean,
Okay,
considering we did about 15 episodes through the year.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with what happened with last year and how we grew. We had that video that had 1,000 followers, which
Yeah.
was amazing, and we hit up to 34 subscribers, which is pretty
a
good. I mean,
good
for a
landmark,
podcast,
yeah.
is pretty good.
100%. Yeah. Honestly, I've been watching my fair share of Joe Rogan recently, and I've kind of just missed. A lot of my friends at work come up to me and be like,
Yeah.
"You had a podcast, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I still do. It's just it's dry as fuck."
Yeah.
It's just really gotten me seeing other people. It's just really gotten me motivated to get back into the swing with it.
Yeah.
And, because I think what really got in the way is because we filmed on Wednesdays. Oh, we do film on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
But I work I work 6 till 3 or 4, and I usually get maybe 8-10 hours in a day, and it's like my body is so drained and my energy
Yeah.
levels
Tell
are
me
so
about
down,
it. Yeah.
and it's I'm also mentally drained as well, and it's
Yeah.
and it's sometimes I had to push myself to want to do an episode, and but in saying that, like I've taken a lot of time, and we've done outside of Marvel and DC. We've also had like a fair bit of like mental health episodes as well. And
Yes, yeah.
again, sort of like when I started like unclustering like my thought process, and like, you know what, I need to get back to what like I love doing, because I can't just like take my work stress home with me.
Yeah,
Like, okay,
yeah,
my,
exactly.
my
Same
body,
here, yeah.
my body might ache, a little bit, and like I might be a little bit exhausted, but like I can just, you know, like have a shower, have a cup of tea, and just like sort of just, you know, chuck on a camera and talk about fictional characters, because that's what gets me through, you know, the year, you know, the life. So but yeah, like Toby said, we're here today to recap everything that came out, Marvel and comics related, not comics related, but everything between, I'd say maybe October to December. I would say that was when the last episode we had was.
Yeah, I think it was about October, yeah.
Shall we start it off with Loki?
I was thinking maybe we'll start off with Marvels, because Loki, there's a lot to unfold with Loki.
It's just like Loki like came out like
yeah, Loki did come out recently, but as a lot of people know, there's a lot to unfold with that last
yes
season.
There is
a lot to discuss, so I think we'll just
the Marvels go on, sorry.
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say we'll just cover the Marvels quickly now.
Get that shit out of the way. I'm joking.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
nah. Well, to be honest, me and Liam really enjoyed that movie. We thought it was a really fun movie.
I was about to say, we went to a cinema that we had never been to before. Whenever me and Toby saw a DC or Marvel film, we typically went to the one closest to his.
Yeah.
But we went to actually the one in Adelaide City, which we rarely ever went to. And
which the reason was because they had an early screening. So the movie was going to be out Thursday, and they had an early screening for Wednesday. We managed to get in. So that was really cool.
And Gamma Ray Comics in Adelaide, who actually help actually hand out flyers for our podcast. So shout out to them. Yeah. They actually held a like a midnight. Was that midnight screening? Yeah.
It was about 8 o'clock. It finished around midnight, but it was like 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But I went in costume personally. I think Toby wore some Wolverine drip because of the the theorized post-credit scene, which isn't a theory anymore, but
there will be spoilers for the movie, by the way. There is spoilers in this and for Loki. Before we get into the theories.
Probably shouldn't have said Wolverine. Not that he's actually in it. So yeah, now I just spoiled it again. Disregard everything I just said last 20 seconds. But moving forward, I agree with Toby. I feel like it's a very fun film. And like me personally, I've always expressed how much I love and how perfectly casted Iman Vellani is as Kamala Khan. Again, she's fun-loving. She's typical, like she's typical. She plays a teenager perfectly. I mean, she pretty much is one. So that always, and I'm very keen to see her in like future projects like Young Avengers, and seeing her in the Marvels alongside like Photon Captain Marvel. It was really cool. And I think she has good chemistry. Anyway, getting off topic. Well, not technically off topic, but I'm on like a few layers of brain chemistry. Sorry. But no, it was a good film. Like we both came out really satisfied. And we went with two good friends of ours, Matthew and Cooper, and it was genuinely like a really good experience.
It was a really fun experience, yeah.
It was, and like I feel like when we saw it, it got like typical MCU fans. They're either hot or cold. They love it, hate it, depending on the next 2 months. It all changes. But personally, like I will say with confidence that I really enjoyed this movie. And I really loved. I didn't love it, but I really enjoyed it. Genuinely, I thought it was really fun.
It definitely beat my expectations. I think I definitely have lowered my expectations for Marvel MCU stuff in general, for what we've gotten recently. So my expectations were pretty low for this one, but I was really happy it broke my expectations. I was expecting a lot of cheesy stuff, a lot of kind of maybe a little bit of woke stuff, but there was really none of that. I remember going into it thinking, oh my god, Kamala Khan's going to be the worst character in history. I'm going to hate her. like, you know, she's not going to shut up. And then at the end of it, I'm like, damn, she was actually the best part of the film. Like, she was really good. She really kind of, I feel like she really kept the movie, the story going. I feel, something I was disappointed in was, what was the, WandaVision character's name? I forgot her name.
Monica Rambeau.
Monica Rambeau. I was excited to see her because I loved her in WandaVision, and yeah, I didn't really like her in this movie. And I was hoping, and then with Brie Larson's character, obviously Captain Marvel, I gave her a second chance because I didn't really like her in Captain Marvel. Actually, saying that, I am doing an MCU rewatch, and I just finished Captain Marvel, and I don't really like that movie, and so I wanted to go into it, give her a second chance, and I think she did a lot better in this movie. I think this is definitely her best performance as the character so far. I think she's definitely kind of finding her way and her place in the universe rather than trying to be something that she's not. You know, and especially what Endgame didn't really help her very well with like setting her up being the strongest MCU character and not really focusing on her story. And so I think this movie really helped her move along her story and kind of find a place for her character in the MCU. And also her suit looks so good. Her new suit looks amazing.
I agree, absolutely.
We'll talk about the villain as well. I can't remember her name. The Ronin character, the Kree character. Tom
Hiddleston's wife. That's how I remember it.
Yeah.
We'll look her up real quick, actually.
She wasn't too impressive. I think she was only really there for the plot. She wasn't anything, you know, nothing like you know, not like a Kang level character or like, you know, like a
well, she didn't get done for domestic. She didn't get done for domestic violence.
Oh no, she didn't get done for domestic violence.
You know.
But in terms of character writing, she wasn't on that level. She didn't really pop out anyway. But she was there for the plot. She served the job. She did what she was supposed to do, so that's all fine. But I think
Ben was the name of the character.
Yeah,
Ben.
I did like a little bit how the Kree kind of went downhill after Captain Marvel and how they kind of
that was good.
They went into their own Great Depression themselves, I guess, in a way, after Captain Marvel killed the Supreme Intelligence. I thought that was really cool. The
COVID vaccine.
Yeah. I think that was a really cool twist because the Kree in the comic books are like one of the strongest empires in Marvel Comics. So I thought I really liked that twist on that. Something that we'll get into now. I think the most important thing about this movie, and there are major spoilers ahead for any of you that have not seen this, just skip over this part now. But we are going to go into the end credit scene, and it is confirmed the X-Men are they're not a part of the MCU, but they're now like mentioned properly. You know. Yeah, we saw. It was really cool. We saw Beast in classic, you know, X-Men uniform, like 90s Beast, which was really cool. And we saw an alternative version of Monica Rambeau's mum, who seems to be part of the X-Men or has something to do with the multiverse. Which that movie sets up Deadpool 3 in a way. But
Fox universe.
Yeah, I remember we sat there, and I remember Cooper literally held my hand, like when the credits was coming. He literally,
I remember seeing that too. I'm like,
he literally held my hand, and I held his hand back. I wasn't freaked out. I was like holding his hand tight, dude. Like, you know, we was all so hyped. You know, we were all hoping so much to see X-Men in that, and we finally got it. Which was really
I lost
cool.
my shit when it was really cool seeing Beast, but like I can't remember the last time I saw, like, for me it was so nostalgic to see the X-Men doors.
Like, man. Yeah.
That was like I don't know, that was like the coolest shit. But yeah, I mean it was the Fraser Beast, and he looked I gotta say the CGI actually looks very good.
Considering it was quickly filmed and it was quickly organized.
Yeah.
You know, it was all last minute stuff. The Beast does look great. He looks better than all the She-Hulk episodes.
Absolutely. 100%, without a doubt. It was like really just a blast to see the X-Men really brung into the spotlight within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because them being like basically to most Marvel fans like not the first, but the most iconic Marvel team. A lot of people put the X-Men on top of the Avengers, like it really, me personally, I do as well.
Yeah, like
So
I don't. X Men aren't my favorite team. They're up there. I have a lot of respect for them. They're not my favorite team, but I always get excited when there's new X Men stuff or whenever there was a
yeah,
new X Men movie. I always got really hyped to see it.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
No, fair enough. But no, like the post credit scene really was mind-boggling, and it was definitely like brain chemistry altering, which is what most typical MCU fans say. Now that I say that, but doesn't make it any less true. But no, it was genuinely like a really satisfying movie. I personally actually disagree with Toby here because I thought Monica Rambeau was actually. Maybe it's because I'm down bad, but
yeah,
I just
so
thought
good.
I just thought she was like actually like a really interesting character. I mean, I love her in WandaVision as well.
Yeah,
I will agree. Probably because she got more screen time in WandaVision, but her performance was good in this film, but better in WandaVision.
oh for
Um,
sure. Yeah,
and yeah, I genuinely like really enjoyed seeing the trio on screen together and finally coming together. And again, the villain was a very I don't
she was
want to say
very
I don't want to say
villainous.
too.
You know, she
Yeah,
definitely, like I said,
she was
she
definitely
served the purpose of what she was
she
supposed
she
to
was
do.
she was definitely a villain, and she reaches the mark, and I'll give her that. So um but no, it was a genuinely like a really fun watch. There's a lot. Me myself, I'm a really big fan of Kamala Khan, so like to get some more Miss Marvel content was really good. And really, I was really great. Finally, it was. I will say it was like a little overwhelming when, like, sorry, underwhelming when Kamala Khan and Carol Danvers finally met because it was
Yeah, it
like for
was.
me
Yeah,
when I was so random and like I feel that like she's like idolized Captain Marvel her whole life and like she just meets her mid battle. I think that's how that
yeah.
happens.
It's not like a
But
huge moment. The moment I did like
yeah,
though was when she's in the living room and her parents are like, "Oh, Captain Marvel's here," and the camera slowly
yeah,
turns and like all the noise around her kind of stops because she realizes that like Captain Marvel was in her house. And then her
yeah,
like, I remember her like freaking out, like, "Oh my god, Captain Marvel's here!" And her parents like, well, like relax, like you know. And then I remember she
mm,
said, she goes, "Don't you understand? Like, she goes, why wouldn't you tell me superheroes are my life?" I mean,
yeah.
all of us turn around, like, bro, she literally asked for real.
Bro, that's me for real. Like, and yeah, like she's I gotta say, I think I saw the film 3 times. And the second time was with my parents, and my dad like was like the mum was the most standout character, and it's like the family is so funny. I really
Yeah,
love Kamala's family dynamic, and seeing them with Nick Fury as well was always a laugh.
yeah,
Um, I love how she refers to Nicholas. I think she
yeah. She kept calling
she
him
calls him.
Nicholas.
No one in the MCU has ever spoken to him that way, which is the funniest part. But yeah, I think I will say as well. The not the post credit scene, but the mid credit scene. I think that's how you call it. With Kate Bishop
Oh yes,
and
yeah, that was
Kamal
cool.
Khan.
Yeah,
I personally now look. I'm a really big fan of Kate Bishop as well. Not like I'm a bigger Kate Bishop fan than I am a Kamala Khan fan. And look, I love Kamala Khan; she's a great character. But at the end of the day, look, I read Matt Fraction's Hawkeye about 2 years ago and fell in love with her character completely. And I love Haley Steinfeld's performance as Kate Bishop, and obviously, like I was over the moon to even see her on the screen for like 2 minutes. But it was really good because it was funny because she was obviously spoofing, doing like her sort of take on the scene from Iron Man 1 where it all
yeah,
started,
yeah, yeah,
with the famous interaction between Nicholas Fury, no, I'm playing, with Nick Fury and Tony Stark, and that was just like a really cheesy thing, but it's cool. I mean, it's Kamala Khan, and it was really great seeing like them like really start to set up the Young Avengers as well as the X-Men.
yeah.
So yeah, I think it was a really good. I'd say it was a really good setup movie. You know, because like a lot happens.
It was. Yeah, it was a good setup
Yeah.
movie, and not only was it setting up things like X-Men and the Young Avengers, but it was setting up, like Captain Marvel characters for the upcoming projects, setting up Kamala
Yeah,
Khan,
that's right.
setting up Monica Rambeau, which I think a lot of MCU projects have been missing because a lot of them just feel like long trailers for the next one.
Yeah.
Like Quantumania just
Yeah,
felt like a
I
long
agree.
trailer for the next one. And
Yeah,
you know, I think that's a
absolutely.
very common theme with
Mm.
MCU projects now. So it was really
In
good to
in,
kind
t-
of,
in today's content, absolutely.
yeah, and it was really good to see something more original with the characters and kind of focus on character building and like I said, finding their placements within the universe rather than
Yeah.
kind of like just like, oh, here's a character for 3 episodes, now they don't matter because we're trying to build up this. And so you kind
That's
of
it.
that
Yeah.
whole point of building up the character or the plot or the situation doesn't mean anything. So it was really good to kind of for them to mix those two key elements of character building and world building into one episode, and that's something that MCU really thrived on back in the Infinity Saga with movies like The Avengers and Civil War, and even Spider-Man: Homecoming is one, and Ant-Man.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
you know, they built up their characters, and then they're also world building to the next Avengers movie. So that was something that was really good to see in this movie. And I will say this just for the podcast, because we're back. The bit that I really loved in this movie was at the end was when Goku showed up, dude. When Goku showed up, dude, and he was
Oh, I mean, he negs. Like,
dude, he showed up
I
at the
mean,
end.
straight up. Bro, I feel like it wasn't actually like the traditional Goku either. It was actually the Toby Mills cosplay Goku that showed up, which is
Yeah,
like
it was
my
version of
favorite,
Goku, dude.
my favorite interpretation of Goku. Like, and to see him like them finally bringing him into the
Dude.
MCU, it's just like it's phenomenal, man. Like,
I do want to say this though.
Crazy.
We are talking about multiverse. I did find out. I will say this quickly because I don't want to get off track. Goku is confirmed to be canon within the MCU because I think in one of the side projects they mentioned that the Dragon Ball world is real. So the Dragon Ball world is part of the MCU multiverse. So there is a legitimate chance in Secret Wars that Kang could be fucking everything up, and then you can just hear, "Hey, it's me, Goku!" Like there's a legitimate chance of that happening. There's a legitimate
I
chance
think-
of Goku showing up in Secret Wars.
I'd say how it's gonna happen, Toby. I'd say how it's exactly going to happen. He's gonna come down, right? He's gonna smash the fucking the concrete or whatever the fuck he lands in. He's gonna look Kang right in the eye. He's gonna be like, "Hey, it's me, Goku. I heard you sexually assault women. I'm gonna fight you." You know, so it's
Heard
like
you beat up women. That must mean you're
heard you
really
beat up
strong.
women. That must mean you're really strong.
Let me
But,
spar with
yeah.
you.
Yeah, let me spar, please. But yeah, that's insane, so insane.
Yeah.
But
We'll get back on the
fucking-
Marvels because
yes.
then I don't want to. Again, this is classic.
Not for
Moses
too long,
of
but yeah.
just getting sidetracked so quickly. We go from the Marvels
Right.
to Goku. Like, how the fuck does that even happen?
I don't know,
You know?
bro. To be fair, Goku has been in literally every episode.
Yeah,
Like-
true. Goku's a massive part of the podcast. So
Of course, yeah, bro. Goku is the post-credit scene of every
Goku
episode.
is dude. At the end, dude. Do
Bro,
we
he
change
shows up-
Goku as the podcast logo? Is he our character? Is he our
I feel like you should
podcast
just start
character?
and end every episode in the Goku cosplay.
just like instant transmission to the cosplay?
Instant, yeah. Or just get the wig on. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
no, the Marvels was good, and there was a lot of good scenes and a lot of good. But yeah, for me, I just thought that the first meeting between Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel was very underwhelming and not
Yeah.
exactly like how I would want them to meet. But again, I'm not in charge. Yeah, that's just one thing I was like kind of petty about. But nevertheless, like it was a really good film, and I came out pretty satisfied, and it was good. Like it wasn't a groundbreaking MCU film, but it wasn't horrible. And it was
It's
fun.
nice to get a change of pace for once. You know, it was really
Yeah.
nice to get something different and new and funny, you know. And like I said, rather than like just one big trailer.
Yeah, and the comedy actually like landed.
Yeah, the jokes
time
actually
as
landed,
well.
which is something I was very scared going into.
Yeah.
I was like, none of these jokes are going to land, but they actually did, which was great.
I think my favorite one was when Kamal's like falling from the sky, and obviously she like transitions or switches, sorry, with
Oh yeah. With Captain
Monica, and
Marvel,
just
yeah.
like smacks on the ground. Oh no, sorry, Kara just smacks on the ground, and he gets cut off instantly. But then they goes, oh shit, it's Kara, we good. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm busting out, what the fuck?
But
But
my
yeah,
favorite
no,
one
it's
in the
like,
movie was when he's trying to get Monica to fly in the same scene. He's like, Black Girl Magic.
I love as well, like when the brother is in the same ship as Nick Fury with all the cats and stuff, and he starts praying, and
Yeah, it's so
he's
good. Yeah.
like, what are you doing there? Like praying. Keep going, man. We need all the help we can get. Amen.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro. Like I'm like, okay, I know like Nick Fury is like much more of a funnier character than what he used to be, but like it's Samuel L. Jackson. If he can do anything, it's comedy when he needs
I
to.
think it
He
fits
does
really well.
comedy so well.
I think it fitted really well. Considering we just had Secret Invasion when he was like super serious and like, now he's like cracking jokes. I thought it was really, really fun to kind of see Sam evolve like that as Nick evolve as a character like that.
Yeah, true. And no, I thought it was genuinely like a really enjoyable film, funny film, and especially if you're I feel like if you're a big Kamala Khan fan, like it's a movie for you. And I am a Kamala Khan fan, so I really found a lot of enjoyment and released a lot of dopamine. So fantastic film.
Yeah, it was a good film. And then I think now we're going to move on to the massive one now, which is Loki season 2, which has literally changed the MCU forever.
Exactly.
And then not only that, was it easily hands down the best MCU project I think we've gotten. And there's a really good debate out there that you could argue that Loki is the best MCU show, or even just project. It's better than the movies that we've gotten. And I'm more than happy to have that debate with someone, because it's definitely in my top 3. If you're counting movies and shows, it's definitely second or third for me.
I will say it is the best multiversal MCU project.
Well, that's big saying. Would you say it's better than No Way Home then? Because that's big. Would you really put it above No Way Home?
Because that one's my favorite, isn't it? Like,
yeah, I mean, obviously it's Spider-Man as well. Like, it's like considered the ultimate Spider-Man movie. So, would you put it on top of No Way Home?
All right, I want to retract my statement. I want to say it's the best multiversal TV series Marvel has ever produced. But it's also it is undoubtedly, like, outside of just TV shows, it's one of the best multiversal, like, stories within the MCU and outside of the MCU, because there's films like Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is, again, one of the best films that came out. But, like, in terms of quality of writing, like, it's actually, like, not better than Everything Everywhere All at Once, but on par with, like, that, like, way of telling a multiversal story with so many layers.
If Ouroboros is in your multiverse movie, then you've got something good, because he was also in everything.
Yeah,
he won the Oscar.
He was,
and now he was in this, and it just slaps. So if you've got a good multiverse movie when Ouroboros is in it. Absolutely,
man. And I thought it was the whole way through, because I watched a little bit of it with my partner, and I gotta say, I cried. I mean, I seriously started sobbing, and I think I don't want to like rush straight to the finale, because I think that's where everyone fell apart. But obviously, in the opening, it picks up right after season 2, and quickly jogs your memory with everything that has happened, everything going on with Kang, the status of the TVA, and sort of like how they're dealing with all the having another brain fart. Like so many. Branched realities.
Yeah.
Sorry. Branched timelines. And
the one who knocked.
Yeah.
Is it the one who knocked? Or the one who Jonathan Majors, unfortunately Jonathan Majors' character. He's like the one who knocks or something, or some shit like that. And trying to stop him.
I think that's Walter White, because if he said
Yeah,
the
that's
one he
Walter
knows,
White. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I can imagine, like, if he said that in the Loki show, like break
Jesse, we need to control the multiverse.
Jesse. But you know what? I want to see Walter White in the MCU now. I think it was the one who.
It was the one who's something, right? It was just
yeah.
the one who's.
Or is it
something.
he who remains?
Yeah, he who remains. That's it.
He who remains. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
that's right. Yeah. I will say, whilst we're talking about He Who Remains, my favorite character throughout this series, and who was arguably the most charming character, which is so ironic. Trust me when I explain who it is. It just really shows how much range Kang has, and like with his variants. And I will say, Victor Timely has got to be.
Oh
the
yeah,
most
Victor
standout
Timely
character
is
to me.
so good, man.
Again, it just like, look, I don't like the guy, but he's got range as an actor, and he really pulled that off well with Victor Timely in specific. And it was really interesting with the whole like love romance with Renslayer, like sort of
Yeah.
thing. And
the
I think they
jealousy
had, like,
with Mrs. Timely as well.
bro,
And
what was it, like
Mrs. Timely was jealous and all that.
the weird love triangle with
Yeah,
Loki.
which was
Anyway,
really cool. Which was really great to see.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like, I've really enjoyed this series, and like the whole way through, there was not a single filler episode. It was like genuinely like really enjoyable.
Not even
and,
just episode in general, like a scene where you felt, oh, they didn't really need to do that, or even a character where like, oh, you didn't really need to be in there, or they could have just left him out, or they could have just left her there. But every single character in this series was so vital to the main story and to the final act. It was unbelievable. And for a sucker for good cinematography, the cinematography in this is probably the best I've ever seen in the MCU. I don't think there's one. The way they just filmed every scene, and when they're walking around, and how they kind of filmed the multiverse and stuff was just outstanding, man. It was breathtaking to see it on a TV.
I never thought I would see a cinematic series take place in McDonald's. And
and have McDonald's crucial to the multiverse,
bro. And like, I think Macca's is canon to the MCU, like, officially. I think. But that's the big takeaway from this show, is that like Ronald McDonald, like, he's showing up in
$1 frozen Cokes are canon.
$1 frozen Cokes are canon. Just give me 2 secs. My laptop is making a lot of noises, and
that's all right. I'll let you fix that. I'll go on. I do want to give a quick shout out to some of the characters in the show, like Ouroboros. Yeah, it's just Ouroboros. He was really fun to see. He kind of, I think he felt that he kept the chemistry going, and kind of the balance of everyone's character kind of going, and cracking a few jokes, and being super smart was really fun to see. Every individual character react to him that way, and how they kind of interact with each other was really cool. The other side characters, I'm so sorry that I can't remember their names. But you had the tech guy that was obsessed with Ouroboros. You had obviously Sylvie, which she was really cool to see her kind of go from not wanting anything to it to kind of helping out in the end, and all that. Her character journey, I think, over the first 2 seasons are great. And I want to say to Loki, to Liam gets it up, but now there's just perfect timing. Let's talk about Owen Wilson's character. And I felt my favorite character in the entire show, and probably the most depressing part, maybe one of the most depressing parts in the whole MCU, is when he sees what his life was before, and he had his 2 boys, and like the jet ski and all that, and obviously the iconic line that's going around everywhere on TikTok and everywhere now is, is, I'll wait here, let time pass. And he just stands there and watches his boys, grow up. Is really emotional. But I think just what they did with his character, what whoever the director is, whatever they did with his character, it's just peak writing, man. It's just so good to kind of have. I'm a really big fan of closing chapters on things and then kind of ending stories and not having, them always coming up and popping up. So I was really happy to have his chapter finally closed and his story finished. I just think it makes everything that they've done more crucial than rather than just I guess, for example, you could maybe try to think of an example. I guess look, the good example is like if they bring back Captain America, like let's say Chris Evans comes back to life in Secret Wars and now he is now Captain America.
Or they cast you.
Yeah, or they cast me for real.
Or they cast you for real.
But if they bring back Captain America, it kind of everything that Cap's done before doesn't mean anything now because the book is open again, and so he has to kind of carry that, and those moments don't matter because now he's going to have new moments, he's going to have new arcs, rather than what I love with Loki is they've closed the chapter on a lot of things, especially Loki. I will say this, I think a lot of people, they weren't, obviously I know a lot of girls loved him because he was really hot, but I think Loki, what I think a lot of us forget is that Loki was with us from Avengers 1. We never realized it, but we grew up with Loki. We changed with Loki.
We did, yeah. Absolutely.
And so to say goodbye to this character, I mean, not really goodbye, but he's now the multiverse now.
Yeah, he is.
But again, like I said, ending his chapter, finding his purpose, his glorious purpose, was something that I absolutely loved and I bawled my eyes out to. And I remember thinking, I was like, oh my God, this character has been with me for 10 years. Like, over 10 years, actually, like 11 years to be exact. And to think that that's gone, like, I feel like now that the MCU has ended, because you look back from Avengers 1, those original cast, and then plus Loki, that's what started it all. That's what really kickstart the MCU. I do like how other things are kind of targeted around that movie and kind of branch off that movie. And so, but all of them are done. I mean, Thor is still around, but he's dead to me. After Love and Thunder, he's dead to me. But those core characters are all gone. And so I feel like that's finally, for me, it's the chapter of my life has ended, because that was such an influential time in my life.
Yeah. I think, for me, yeah, I got a little bit similar to you. Like, I pretty much reacted the same way because it was like I remember seeing Avengers 1 in cinemas and him being like the big takeaway from the movie, and because I think I saw Avengers 1 before I actually watched Thor, so I had to go back and watch Thor. But like, I fell in love with Tom Hiddleston as Loki straight away. I just felt like he was the most like menacing and just like, because I mean, it's true, Brits play the best villains, and he was definitely like just he set the bar as an MCU villain. Sorry. And again, but that's the thing, is like because he's always in the Loki series, he was always like a bit of a grey character instead of an actual like pure evil villain. He sort of like, well, he never was really a pure evil villain. He was just a broken man, and he didn't know like what to do with himself.
He was a villain, not a monster.
Not a monster. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, to see like, especially for me, to see it all like come full circle with the prophecy of Loki, that he would one day obtain that level of power, and then obviously when people, when he died in Infinity War, we thought that'd be like with like a conclusion, but that's the beauty of the multiverse idea in Marvel, is that you can do stuff like this. And I just want to thank Bruce Banner for hating stairs and giving us one of the best MCU shows to date, because I thought it was I wish it was a movie. I wish I could have experienced that in a cinema.
Oh man, that
Because
would
I
be
mean,
so
there's
good. To listen to that Glorious Purpose song in a cinema would be unreal.
that would be, yeah, dude. Um, but yeah, again, like Victor Timely was obviously my standout character, and I thought seeing Mobius
Yeah,
go
that's his
home
name,
finally,
Mobius. Yeah.
yeah, was just sensational. And again, to see a final conclusion of Hiddleston's Loki finally was really sad. And
Yeah, it was. It really
beautiful.
was. Yeah.
And because and seeing Sylvie, I think at the end, because we don't know where Sylvie is, but Sylvie will definitely pop up at some point
Oh
in
yeah.
another
Yeah.
multiversal story. So in a way, we've still got a Loki, but like I'm happy that the Sylvie's kind of like holding the torch as sort of the main Loki now. But like
The
for
idea of
like
Loki's completely changed now. Like Loki isn't a villain anymore. He's more of a hero.
yeah,
Yeah,
no, he is. Yeah, he's
protecting the multiverse. So
your
that's something that
savior is here.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
now
well, I
that's,
mean,
like,
now that and that's something actually. You saying that, it's really cool how it comes full circle. You know, when he
it does, yeah.
in Thor 1, he's like, my purpose is to become king. You know, it's to become king of Asgard and to rule. And then in Avengers 1, he's like, actually, it's my purpose to become, king of Earth. You know, and then like you were saying, in kind of Thor 2 and Ragnarok, and it was all grey. It was kind of like, is this really what I want to do? And then Loki, it was just like, this is what you're doing. And then that was something that I really miss with MCU projects, is how everything's intertwined like that through story and through arcs and through moments, rather than just the multiverse now. And rather than just some, bullshit reason that they've made up on the spot. And that's something that I really missed with the MCU, and that's something that was I think why I think a lot of fans love this series so much, is it really reminded them what the MCU can be and what it should be consistently.
Yeah.
I mean, it shouldn't consistently blow people away. It should consistently, have big moments like that, but just consistent characters, consistent moments, consistent world building, rather than having like 7 different movies that just don't work together, that are completely different art styles, that that in the end, like when you get to the big event movie like your Avengers, it's just a cluster of like, what do we do? And then that's something that Loki, kind of set. I mean, Loki. I mean, a lot of people say Loki saved the MCU. I mean, like fitting like commercially, with the reviews and the performances, but story-wise, it kind of got them on track with the multiverse. Now they kind of have. Now the MCU have a lead on what they could do with the MCU. Now, which is great to see, and I hope they can stay on this track rather than just going, oh no, we're doing this. We're going in a completely different direction so we can bring one character back.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. No, I mean 100% you're on the money there. I think it's definitely I agree that not every MCU project should be groundbreaking, and that shouldn't be the intention with most films. Like, don't make it groundbreaking. Like, don't let it be like, especially with nostalgia as well. And that's where a lot of people lose it with the multiverse. It's just nostalgia.
Well, it's the money banger, really, for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's the money banger. But there's always gems like Loki season 2 that don't rely on the concept of the multiverse and make a good, solid narrative, and also a very.
They make the multiverse a part of the character's story and make it. They all share that thing of the multiverse.
Yeah, 100%. And seeing, I gotta say, one of the best developed things in this show was the relationship between Sylvie and Loki.
Yeah.
That was another standout thing. And there was just so much. I feel like you don't need to be a Marvel fan to watch Loki. There is so much in this show. It's like you can just go in blind, and you will actually still enjoy it.
There's something there for everyone from every walk of life. There's something in there for them.
100%. It's like actually, I was going to go on What If, but I know you haven't seen that, and I don't want to spoil it for you, so never mind. No, I very much enjoyed Loki, and I wish I could go back in time and watch it for the first time again. And I wish,
for sure.
I wish I could go back to like Avengers 1, like the first time I saw that, and just be like, I'm gonna sit here and just let time pass.
Well, I know I'm on my MCU rewatch. So it's gonna be really strange watching that movie again.
Yeah, I know, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, I don't think Loki's the best character in the MCU, but best redemption from an MCU character
easily
to date.
Easily. There's no debate. I know the Wonder stands will say different, but there's just no debate.
Yeah, not 100%. There was just something about Hiddleston's performance that was unlike no other, and it was an emotional roller coaster, and I'm not getting sad. I'm actually like I've got a cough, so that's why my voice is croaky. For Loki, haha. Sorry. But no, it was good. I very much enjoyed the show. Best MCU project of last year. Best MCU. Yes, that's what it's called. Best MCU project. TV show of all time. Absolutely. 100%.
Oh, hang on, my mic just unplugged. Oh wow, brilliant!
Oof, fantastic.
What a way to get back my mic accidentally unplugged.
There we go. Yeah.
But for sure, easily the best MCU project of 2023, without a doubt. That and Guardians 3.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think we covered Loki really well. I think we just covered the Marvels really well, and then now today, Echo just dropped. I watched the first episode.
I haven't seen anything.
Well, next I won't say anything, but I just watched the first episode and it's really good so far. I really enjoyed it. And so that will be our next episode. We'll be covering Echo. There's only 5 episodes, so it's not a massive watch. Good 45 an hour episodes, 5 of them, which is great. So that will be next episode. Hopefully, I'll definitely finish all the episodes by next episode. Hopefully, Liam can finish the episodes as well.
I look forward to it being Marvel's first MA 15+ project.
Yeah, and not only I will just say this now, but the first episode, it's not only MA because of the violence, but I think just the overall theme of the entire show is very mature and very something that I've never seen. I was really kind of blown away to see those type of elements and themes in an MCU project. So I think that's what really is going to make it
in front of Vanessa. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm super excited as well. But I think for now, obviously, also normally a lot of people think we're going to Comics Corner right now. Oh. Now the thing about Comics Corner now is we are now on a new schedule of episodes every week. So every Wednesday we film them, and every Friday they'll be uploaded. Comics Corner will probably become once a month thing now, because it is hard to read a lot of comics in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it is, because it's like I'm like reaching. I'm like, I've read this single issue. It's really good. Oh my god, it's peak. When it's like it's mid, but I read it. Like
yeah, I know. Yeah, this sucks, but I read it, so I have to share it.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, that's right. But
I don't know if we do it once a month. Yeah.
But if it's once a month, that we actually have progression and get through a book, then it helps. Because I've actually I'm not gonna talk about it, but I have been reading this new Spider-Man book. And I really do want to talk about it.
Yeah, it does look good. Yeah.
But I will finish it, and I will discuss it on the next Comics Corner. So.
Well, Comics Corner was definitely one I'm excited for, because I'm definitely going to delve deep into Berserk, which I finished last year.
I want to start Berserk,
Yeah, Berserk. That's something I'm really excited to. But I think we'll leave it there for now.
Sure.
As is our first episode of the year. We have a lot in store for you guys throughout the whole year. Me and Liam were brainstorming on New Year's Day, a lot of stuff we could do, and a lot of ideas and a lot of people we can...
And a lot of guests that we can have on. And I will just say as well, we've sort of, because it went quiet, obviously we left a few people in the dark, but we're not exactly in the dark, I would say. We we just we have a few people on a Discord server for the podcast, which has been inactive for a very long time.
Oh no, yeah.
But there was this one guy I will say, because I've never actually given him any shout. I would just say before we end it, there is this lad I met on Omegle who was, I think he was studying medicine, but he was cosplaying as the Matt Reeves, the Riddler. So he had like the mask and everything on, and I met him on Omegle, and I was like, dude, like your costume is so cool. Oh my god, I love DC. And we got into a discussion about that universe, and like I talked about this podcast, and I was like, yeah, like we're literally just starting now. Like I think it was just right after our like third episode. So it's like, yeah, we're like laying the groundwork for it now, and it's like really want to take off. But he's a really big Batman guy, and I think at some point I would love to get him on with us, and we can do it, because obviously Toby's big on DC and Batman, and so am I. So we'll definitely be having guests on who are genuinely passionate. That being said, we have had guests that are passionate. Sorry.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But to have to finally talk about maybe have an episode talking about just Batman, that would be really cool. So be expecting something along those lines in whether it's a few weeks or a few months, but we will be.
I think the next one we're
content like crazy.
I think the next one, the really big one, the next big one we're planning is something that I'm excited. Obviously, I won't be on it, but Liam has been planning a Spider-Man exclusive episode, which will
be about nearly a year.
Yeah, about a year. We've been talking about
like 6 months. You would say.
Yeah, 6 months to a year. We've been talking a lot about a Spider-Man episode. And so that's something that me and Liam, I think we're on the final moments of kind of coming around to an idea and putting it all together. But that is something I'm really excited. Well, I mean, I should say we're really excited to share with you guys, especially Liam.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So that would be one to definitely look out for, because that would be one that Liam and
should be like 16 hours long podcast.
I know, yeah. That's the thing, yeah. That is one that I think we're really excited to share, and that's the next big one that we're working on, and hopefully we can get it out in the next 2-3 months. Yeah, hopefully we can get it out in the next 2-3 months sooner. So yeah, I think that's it for today's episode. Thank you very much for.
I will just say, but thank you guys very much for watching the episode. And I'll hand it to Toby. I need to ask you a question, bro.
Yeah.
Who negs fiction?
Right. I haven't got his pop though. I moved all my pops. I haven't got anything here. But Goku. Next of it, I'll have something here. But Goku.
Goku negs.
Goku negs. Your favorite verse. Thank you very much.